Oh, hello, and welcome to Sunday Morning Sounds, the #1 show in the world for hip-hop. If you don't have the time to find new artists and new music, let me do the hard work for you. I'm Dan Coy, I'm your host, and today we're going to get into a little Cardi B, a little OSHUN, maybe some Saba. We're going to round that bitch off with some Bodega Bamz, so stick around, stay tuned. This is Sunday Morning Sounds. Alright, so first up we got Cardi B's debut album, Invasion of Privacy. We've been waiting on this one along when it was worth the wait. Kehlani, 21 Savage, Offset, of course, the Migos. I mean, it's really incredible. Chance the Rapper, which kind of surprised me. That's one of my favorite tracks on the album. It's a big, brash, over-the-top album, and she does a lot of braggadocious, but she's come a long way up from the Bronx, from Uptown, and it's definitely already shooting up the charts. #1 in history in female streams in the first week on Apple Music. So she's already breaking records. It's pretty incredible. If you're not on the train, you should just get on it. Cardi B is everything that the American dream is about. If you can't get behind that, I don't know what you can get behind, but so check it out, Cardi B, Invasion of Privacy. Next up, we got OSHUN with Bittersweet Volume 1, repping for the female MCs. OSHUN is a younger cat, and I mean, she's really woke, as they say. I don't even like to use that word if you can see the look on my face when I had to say it. But she is really woke, but she does it. She presents it in such a relatable way, in such a layman's way, that it's not over anyone's head. It's not overly complicated. It's very pure, her energy and her message. Very almost like Erykah Badu in a rap battle. Like, it's very Erykah Badu in a rap battle. It reminds me of like Sampa the Great. It reminds me of some of the Brats and Trinas and Secrets and Rhapsodies. Like, she's in that vein. She's very pointed, but also very subtle. So definitely check out OSHUN. I can hear her performing in like a poetry, like a live deaf poetry type situation, any one of these songs. So kind of take that in, knowing it's not necessarily a party turn-up thing, but she's got some big beats for you too. So there's a little bit of balance there with the poetry. It's really nice and really well done. I definitely see big things in her future. So check it out, OSHUN, one of my favorite new female MCs, Bittersweet Volume 1. So next up, one of my favorites, he's been featured on the show more than once, Mr. Saba, S-A-B-A, out of Chicago, with the album Care For Me. Now, one thing he's kind of known for is all caps. Everything he does, his titles, the song tracks, so when you look for him, everything all caps. But Care For Me is the album, and man, like I say every week on this show, jazz rap is on its way. This is one of the best executed jazz rap albums I've heard in a long time. Some real original jazz, not just all samples. He's got samples with guys soloing over him. I mean, he's got big features. Who we got here? We got Kaina, who's on his last album. We got Chance the Rapper on there, and he tells an incredibly powerful story about prom and losing his virginity and the pressures. And I mean, it's really a relatable album. Definitely check him out. Check out some of his old work as well, because some of his stuff has some of the highest replay value of anything in my phone. I mean, I've been listening to this album. I've been listening to it here since 2016 because I found it listening for this show. So very high replay value, man. You never really get old. There's always something to discover in this music. So check out Saba, Care For Me. Next up, we got Mr. Bodega Bamz, East 119th Street. That's East Harlem for y'all who don't know about the city. But his new album, Poppy's out. And Bodega Bamz likes to call it Latin trap. Now, sometimes I don't like the misnomer of trap being anything with a big beat or a big 808 or a big kick drum, which is not always necessarily trap music, but I will say this qualifies. Latin trap is essentially what he does. He has a couple of tracks, things like Jefe and Fuego and Terror. And Terror is a kind of a tribute to the Terror Squad era of New York City. It's really dope. So he says a line, I've been listening to Fat Joe since way before Lean Back, yo. So I like that shit. I really fuck with what he's doing. And he kind of reminds me of the ASAP gang, even though that's not the crew he runs with. His style definitely is similar and definitely does remind me of that Uptown thing that's been popular since about 2010. So it's definitely something to get into. You got some radio play, you got some tracks that you can definitely boom with your windows down and ride out through the summer. So check it out, Bodega Bamz, Poppy. So we got a few honorable mentions this week. Vacation in Hell by Flatbush Zombies. I love this because they gave a Jimi Hendrix nod on the cover of the album, so go check that out. Even just for the album art, it's kind of worth it. But then we have Kali Uchis, not hip hop at all. I just fuck with the adventurousness of Kali Uchis. It goes from 1970s acid trip to 1980s power ballad to 1990s pop ballad to current trap hit. Like it's all over the place. Some big features on there too. Check her out, Kali Uchis. Dex Meets Dexter by Mr. Famous Dex. His cousin was featured on the show last week, Rich the Kid. So must be something running in the family. Must be something in the water down there. They on to something. Dexter is not quite as polished and refined yet as Rich the Kid, but Rich the Kid has been at it longer. So we have come to the part of the show where we get like a motherfucking appliance and plug. So let's go, bluecloudradio.com, Blue Cloud Radio in the App Store, in the Play Store. Get it, make a profile, post your work, post your articles, post your think pieces, post your tweets, nigga, if they funny, I guess. Post your music, post your art, anything, man. I'm gonna put the show on there, so check me out on bluecloudradio.com. Definitely download the app. It's free. 24-hour radio is dope as fuck. Buy some merchandise, all that. As always, big shout out to Big Mark at Mark_keeps1rolled for all your visuals. He takes pictures of cars, skateboards, artists, bicyclists, niggas like me that have YouTube shows, all kinds of things. He behind this Lumix like 85% of the time. So check him out. Check out some of the work. Hit him up. Also, that track you've been hearing the whole time, brought to you by Mr. Andrew G. Check him out. I'm gonna leave that SoundCloud link either here or down in the, you know how we do it. I got you, my boy Drew. My name is still my name on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Type my shit in on the internet, I will pop up. My name is my name, like my boy Marlo says. So it's the conversation never ends. There's the hashtag Sunday Morning Sounds on Twitter and on Instagram. If you ever want to add to the playlist, the living playlist on Twitter, hashtag your music with Sunday Morning Sounds. Or if you ever want to check out a new artist, go to the hashtag and just scroll, and I guarantee you find something dope in a couple of flicks. Definitely check me out on Apple Music as well for all my Apple users. Don't worry, Android users, I'm spreading the game. I'm about to move into Spotify. I'm gonna start sharing Spotify playlists. I got y'all. But for right now, it's on Apple. Follow me on Apple Music. This has been Sunday Morning Sounds. As always, we'll be back in 2 weeks, but there are always updates, so stay tuned and stay clicking, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I swear to God, I appreciate it, y'all. Thank you all. You are beautiful and you are loved. This is Sunday Morning Sounds. April 29th, we'll be back with episode 3. Blah!